In this epilogue to the D-Class build battle, the Celica's audio is installed by Phil at Wiremonkey. The matte finish corrects and protects the paint, and we complete the interior of the car, showing off its final form, ready for show season.
Phil from Wiremonkey's down here today. He's going to help us with the Celica. He's doing all the wiring for the install. It's not what he does on a daily basis. He's more involved in the ECUs and engine management for motorsport, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so obviously started doing all the audio and stuff 20 years ago. I think it probably worked out earlier on, Andy. Yeah, so I haven't done it for a while now, but was keen to get involved with you. Known you for so long, so yeah, it's just good to do a bit of audio for a change.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. And you've done the Navara R for Bagsy as well.
Yeah, that was a very good project to be involved with. Massive headache, but yeah, the truck's just amazing. Very excited, not only for working for Bagsy, but also the whole fact of working on a project which had never been done before. Like, no one's ever put the GTR engine and running gear into a Navara. So yeah, it was very good to be part of that and do all the electrics, ECU, transmission and all that sort of stuff on that. So yeah, it's good.
I imagine that was a lot more technical than what we're going to be doing today.
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
So have a little wander around and we'll talk you through what we're doing. So obviously you helped us with the 6x9 pods, so they're inside at the moment being trimmed. So they'll be the first things really to go on. You started doing the wiring all the way through for us. So we've got the two subs behind the rear seats. We're going to have a little change up in the boot as well. So if we lose that third amp, I see you've done most of the cabling already, so that's fantastic. We'll think of something to go in the centre. So I think based on what you were saying earlier, we'll get away with the 2 amps really to run what we need.
Yeah. It's not a massive install, but it's all new cables. Put new cables through the doors, up to the rear quarter panels, RCAs from the head unit back.
Fantastic.
So I think it should sound half decent. It's not going to be a sound-off car, but yeah, it should sound pretty cool.
That's kind of what we're looking for. Really, the idea was like a GT-esque sort of style. So 2 seats and then flat all the way back. So it's very similar to how a McLaren would be set up. And obviously we've got the McLaren seats, and then we're going to follow the same tan all the way through. So it should look like a nice sort of luxury finish by the end. This is a typical night here at D-Class. We've stripped out the rear of the interior. That's all currently being trimmed in the tan, so it matches. As you would have seen beforehand, it was all black for the show. That was kind of thrown together. But now we're at the process of actually building the sub boxes correctly. They will be trimmed in tan with some nice details. Then we're going to work on the NOS bottle structure. That needs to have some sort of mainframe that will hold it in place. And obviously we've got the amps to float in the rear still. So that's what we're doing through the evenings. And we're going to take it on a little test drive because I've been adjusting the coilovers front and rear, getting a little bit lower height on the rear to hopefully get the nose up because we keep hitting all the bumps. So come and join us. Big thanks to Carl at Celica Customs, who's kindly made us these one-off side seal plates. They light up with our D-Class logo and will be a nice little feature when you open the door. We're down here at the matte finish with Matt, who I've known for a very long time. He's been my detailer for over a decade now, helped me with all my vehicles over the years, most notably detailed Bella the bus, my splitty, for the start of the Commonwealth Games. I'm here now with him. He's going to talk around what we're going to do to the Celica. I've thrown a bit of a spanner in the works, and it's not quite the plan that we'd started out with, is it? Because I hit a deer on the way here, so just keeping that as a typical sort of issue. With that, Matt's now got to change his plan for what he's going to do to the Celica today. Matt, tell us a little bit about the matte finish and how you're going to help us.
Oh, thanks, Andy. Well, so the matte finish is 10 to 15 years old. We offer detailing services from a range of things, from paint correction all the way down to protection details. So obviously, you know, you hit a deal on the way here, which obviously means that we can't do the whole car due to some that needs to be painted. But obviously what we'll do is we'll do a walk around the car, we'll show you the defects of obviously what we can pick up on and what I think we can improve on and enhance ahead of obviously the final episode being filmed at D-Class. When assessing paintwork, obviously, we have to look under various lightings. Obviously, the building has a multitude of lights, as anyone can see when they come in, but the idea is it's trying to pick up various defects, so from swirls, wash marring, holograms, sanding marks, paint defects, obviously that could have been left on the body shop. There's so many different defects that can be seen, but all has to be seen under different lights.
So much the same on this side, Matt?
Yeah, no, essentially from looking it around with the torch, etc., it's pretty similar to this side, as in the defects that are present, and obviously
no problem.
We'll just be bringing up the levels that have been left by the body shop.
Fantastic, and we're basically going to take care of the car from the wings backwards, because there's still a deer in the front grille.
Yeah, oh dear.
Oh dear.
As the guys continue to work in the background behind us, I obviously text the guys at work to let them know that both myself and Jenko were safe. Despite there being a dead deer involved, neither of us were injured or hurt. And of course, that's the main thing. They did send their text of condolences. I'll read a few out. Oh dear, not good. I hope it's not too dear to fix. Thanks for letting me know. We miss you dearly. Dear Andy, we miss you, but not the deer in your front grille. We just don't want it to be another thorn in your side. And finally, ask if it's dear to fix. I reckon it's going to be big bucks. So thanks guys, thanks for the humour. Much needed right now.
So we're back at D-Class HQ, many weeks on from when Matt last had the car. As you can see, it's in mint condition. We're going to do a little walk around, talk about everything that we've been up to over winter, and let's go and have a look. So the interior is finished now. We've got the seats in, fully trimmed, fully working. Last time you saw them, they weren't quite powered in. Door cards are now trimmed as well. 6x9s are fitted in the front. We've also finished the audio as well, so we'll take a little look around the rear, show you what's been going on there. We've got rid of the third amp and gone for just two now. That allows us to have the Meguiars carry case in there. That's the problem when you lose or do a rear seat delete. It doesn't leave you with a lot of space. So now what we've done is we've got a little drop out box here which can have the Meguiars kit bag in, or if if required, we can drop it out and put the inlay in for the coilover spanners. So it's got a couple of little options there. As you can see, the north bottle is all polished up and fitted. The only difference from the last time you saw it is the bracketry that was holding it in place. It's all fixed down correctly now and fully working. Moving up to the front, there's been a lot of fabrication work going on to get the 6x9s in place. As you can see, the door cards are now fully trimmed. They're trimmed in tan Dynamica, black Dynamica, and we've also got a bit of carbon leather here, which has got a lovely weave on it. They're not the easiest things to do. There are a lot of work that's involved in actually trimming a door card to this sort of standard, but they look fantastic. That also finishes off the cabin nicely. You see the stitch line meets the dash as it should. Obviously the headline and the pillars and the rear quarters, they're all looking tidy as well. Head unit's all working now. It sounds fantastic at the shows. Just needs a little bit more high-end sound, so we'll be chucking a few extra speakers in by the time the show season comes around. One of the other little fabrication touches we added to the car is aluminium arch liners. They've been custom fabricated to the shape of the arch, bonded in from the inside. Now, we do have mesh here, we've always had mesh, but the amount of miniature stones that get through here sit on the skirt, and then when you open the door, just etch themselves into the paint are shocking. So hopefully that will stop that from happening for the show season. And now to address the elephant stroke deer in the room. Obviously the car did suffer significant damage when it hit the deer. We was travelling at about 50 mile an hour on the M25 and there was a dead deer in lane 2. Half of it went through the mouth, the other half went underneath, and there is still fur still stuck to the gearbox casing underneath. But we won't show you that. What we will discuss is obviously there's heavy fracture lines all the way around both headlights, all the way up both wings, and you can see the damage here. It's I've touched it in, so from a distance, it doesn't look too bad, and this got us through the Kenwood event and a couple of others. But it does need attending to, and we're about to travel back to Luke and BSB, and hopefully they can help us get this back to where it was only a matter of weeks ago. So we're both going to be at this year's show season in both the 190 and the Celica. So please come along, say hi, and
like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you there.
cheers.
Tomorrow. PM.
We're down here at the Matt Fitted. That, okay.
Did not realise it.
Should you be laying on the bonnet?
Oh, I'm a bit too fat for that now. Yeah, exactly.